and record just in case. Oopsie, went too soon. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and get started. Um, what we'll do is at the end of each slide, we'll pause for questions if you have any. But I have a ton of slides, a ton of information, so hopefully um, you'll know everything and be ready and prepared for the weekend. We have a lot to go over. So, but first, you probably just saw my slide, but want to make sure you know how much you are appreciated for bringing teams, for coaching JTT. North Carolina does it well, and that's you guys, and that's in partnership with your coordinators. So, thanks for all you do. And I don't know if you know, but North Carolina does lead the Southern section with participation in junior team tennis. So we're very proud of that. And again, that's because of you guys. Um, and then the Southern section leads the country by a landslide. So we do believe in junior team tennis and are appreciative of you guys. So thank you. Let me keep going. So you all have seen a bunch of our documents on our website. We do have two main sites, but we've added a couple of warm-up sites on here. Caroline's told us of a few other areas close to both. So yes, mainly you will see HPH for Haynes Park hard courts, HPC for Haynes Park clay. And right here is just your little, I guess you could say, a legend for where each division will be. And again, you probably saw that on the schedule, so you'll be able to see that as well, but here in one spot. But we did add a few more of these. I will update that on our website as well, so you can see and have those addresses. But all of these locations do have bathrooms. Most with buildings right there. Just one site has porta johns, and that's the bottom Central Park. And those are first come, first served. So if you get there, you have the courts, but just be mindful of other people coming in and wanting to use the courts as well. Any questions on that slide? Okay. Thank you, Bob, shaking that head. So we do have our player party on Friday. If you haven't RSVP'd, we have a deadline that's tomorrow at 5. We need to plan. We need to get waivers, and we have to spend money. So just want to make sure that we get those in. I know sometimes our older kids don't necessarily want to come to the player party with the younger kids, but we do expect to have a good time. And I know Caroline Downs is on here. She is one of our hosts, her and Tiffany of Surfers Racket Sports. And I was going to let her speak to the player party because she's handling that. She can hop on.
Can you hear me?
Yes, thank you.
Okay. Well, I just want to say congratulations to everyone for your teams making it to the state championship. Junior team tennis has always been one of my favorite USTA programs. Just the whole vibe too of the state championship, everyone being together and the kids cheering each other on. And thank you also for volunteering. I know a lot of parents take a lot of time out of their days and nights to help coach these kids. And so what we are going to do as far as the player party goes, it's as Joanna said, it's going to be from 5:30 to 7:30 on Friday. And we are going to host it at Haynes Park. So for those of you who have not been there, we'll use a grassy area along with the running track. And we've basically put together a ton of fun games. So not just games for little kids, but activity stations where you can hit to targets and get prizes. We'll have a spin wheel. We'll do, an obstacle course. So basically everybody, when they get on site, we'll have a table set up where we'll give you a certain number of tickets, and you can take those tickets to whichever station you might want to try out. You can use them all at one, or you can kind of spread out. And we will also have the mascot from the Winston-Salem Open there walking around, hanging out, music. And then USTA North Carolina is providing free pizza for dinner. So there are a lot more details, but that's kind of in a nutshell what we decided to do. Basically, I think we've found in the past that player parties off-site aren't very well attended. And so I think Joanna said we already had about 175 signups. So we're hoping, the kids will play tennis, they'll finish up, and they'll either pop over from Wake Forest or stay on site for that free dinner and some games and music, dancing. We'll have a good time.
Yeah, so if you haven't already RSVP, thank you, Caroline, first. And go ahead and do that by 5 tomorrow so that we can go ahead and get numbers. We'll say if it does rain Friday and we are spread out to different places, it will be canceled. But we will try to make every effort to possibly have pizza, but it does depend on what's going on. We may have it delivered at Wake Forest at least to have something, but we'll keep you posted on that. And I failed to introduce Carly, my coworker, who is our manager of junior play. Sorry, I was rushing because Carly's going to be there with me this weekend, and she is the one that will be eventually, next time you see this, she'll be leading it. So, y'all break her in this weekend, but be nice. And then we have Robert Hogwood, who's our community and engagement manager. He's on here. I don't know if he's only got his phone, but he will be helping us as well. There you are. He gave the wave. But he usually helps us a lot with our 10 and under space, which, you need a lot of love for that one. But thanks, everybody. We do have a lot of great volunteers as well that will be helping us, some of our local league coordinators, too. So back to the slide. So we do have new this year a KDI store that will be on site at Haynes Park. They are also handling our T-shirts, and if you were getting a team name, they're the ones handling that as well. I know Carly's been in conversation with them. I think we are asking to extend that deadline. It was today at noon. I don't know if anybody has any questions on the T-shirts, the team name, that kind of thing. Carly can help you. Did you have a question? Okay. But they will have things on site as well that kind of like a pop-up store. We know that's gone over well with our adult state championships. So we thought we would try it here as well. So we'll see. Give us any feedback as well. Let's see. Anything I missed on that, Carly?
No, there's just a question in the chat.
Oh.
When will registration for the player party be open to non-players, family, etc.?
Yeah, so we are updating a link that we'll have on our website with the player party. In the past, we've charged like $5, but with pizza, we will probably do a little less. Just we want our families and folks to be able to attend. So we'll get that out and I'll email it to you all too. But reach out if you haven't seen it. These next couple of slides are really just kind of pictures to show you what the space looks like if you have not already been. I know we have a bunch of usual suspects on this call, so most of you know, but just really wanted to show you, okay, where to park, what it looks like at both locations. So at Haynes Park, there's a main parking lot right by the hard court, and across the street at the YMCA, you're able to park there and along the street. There is a back entrance. I don't know how many folks want to use that, but you are welcome to. Let me go to the next slide to kind of show. So this is another overview. But too, back on the hard courts, I'll just show you there's a lot of seating. This is like a circular little area. We love for y'all to bring your tents and decorate them, and we'll get to that in a second. But there's a lot of space around this park. So We will have a tournament desk also right here for the hard courts, and we'll have two for the clay courts. So there's two banks of clay courts. There'll be one tournament desk over here and one over here. The restrooms and where KDI will be located is right outside of this kind of pro shop building. And then we will have a trainer, and our headquarters will be under this gazebo. Let's see what else. But there's that back entrance right here. This is, what is it? R.J. Reynolds School, Caroline. And they are doing construction there. They're building a new football stadium. But if you come down there, there's a back entrance, and it's, gravelly. There's a baseball field, and you can park over here. So you may want to do that if you're on hard courts. Yes.
Yeah, can I just say one thing?
Yes.
We really want everyone to be able to park back there. But just if you would make sure that you park in the grassy area off the gravel and don't pull all the way down to the end by the shop because the staff gets blocked in. So that top picture that you have, that's where our staff parks, but anywhere else along that road is fine.
And we'll try to put out some little signs,
Yeah.
yard signs there, so you'll be able to see it clearly marked. Let me write that down. Any questions on Haynes Park? I also have Lake Forest too. Okay, but you can share with your families so they know where to go and all that stuff too. Lake Forest. Lake Forest, we're using indoor and outdoor. And we're super excited just to be using both these facilities, so we're not spread out all over the city, but we get to use 8 indoor, 6 outdoor at Wake. And again, there's parking at the indoor center, and there should be plenty for everybody. Let's see, and we'll have a tournament desk inside here and outside. So we just want you to be able to have a designated person to be able to talk to. If you have any questions, so you know where to go, where you're turning in scorecards and all of that. But both locations, please be mindful that we are using someone else's space, and clean up after yourselves, please. We had some funny stories last year. Listen, I know some of our coaches are on this call, but we just want to make sure we can be asked back. So just get your kids and families to pick up after themselves, please. We'll have trash bags and all of that stuff too. Oops, I don't know what I did. Hold on. There we go. So as you all have been seeing our website, we try to keep that updated. I think we mainly pride ourselves on communication, and we want to make sure we continue that. So all of our rules and regs, everything, the schedule, we will be updating standings. All of that will be on our homepage on that specific JTT state tournament page. If we have weather, we will be using that as our main form of communication. So we will direct you to check there. We have had weather here and there, and we usually say something like, 10's advance 2 o'clock matches, report to Miller Park at 4 p.m. for starts, whatever. We'll put that on the homepage website and ask that you check there. It's going to be a lot at our tournament desk. We'll be scattering, sending people different places, all of that. So let's see. Any questions on that? So for the awards, the champions and finalists, we give each team a medal. The players get a medal, the coaches get a medal, and then the coaches will receive a banner that they can take back and post it proudly. But we will also take pictures of each of those. We do an update afterwards, kind of a little slideshow, you can see on our website right now, we have last year's and maybe even the year before. Um, and then we'll have time for you all to be able to take pictures as well. For sportsmanship, we really want to highlight anybody and everybody that displays good sportsmanship. We have a place on our scorecards for the coaches. So the opposing coach chooses a player from the other teams, and likewise. So the site coordinators will be checking that that's filled out, but we do a drawing at the end of each day for a female and a male, and then we give them a special gift at the end of each day. But we need your help to fill out those scorecards. Other volunteers and staff, like our site coordinators, our volunteers, our referees, will be checking that out and giving us names as well. With rain, I know it's hard to kind of plan. We don't know what we're going to get yet, but we do always love seeing our tents decorated, kids making signs. They went crazy last year. It was awesome to see. But some of the teams do special decorating banners while they're there, or they come with everything done. But it's just need to really see and foster that team environment. We will do a winner each day as well, maybe two, but we have prizes for that as well. So any questions on that? Pretty much at Haynes Park, you're able to set up anywhere. There will be special designated spaces for Wake Forest. We won't be able to do that indoors, but you can have a space outside for a tent if you're playing inside. All right, schedule you all have seen, but we will be having coach packet pickup on Thursday. So in the past couple of years anyway, we were trying to help by having everything ready at the time of your first match, so you picked up your stuff there, and then had to do scorecards. But it got to be a little much, so we are going ahead and offering the 2 separate packet pickup times again. So Thursday, we'll do it from 4:30 to 7 at Haynes Park, only Haynes Park. And it's right outside that building, and where KDI will be set up. That's where you can pick up your T-shirts also. And we have your coach gift, and we have coach folders. We have your vest. We have your name tags. We are also having that available Friday at Haynes Park as well, from 9 to 11. You may not be having a match until Friday at 1, so we at least wanted to be able to offer that for those of you that don't have a match Friday at 10. So Friday, our matches start at 10, and we usually finish them between 4 and 5 so that everybody could attend the player party. We want everybody to get to your site at least 30 minutes early. If we have courts open, we'd love to get you on early, but that's what we're going for. And then Saturday matches start at 8. And again, hopefully finish between 4 and 5, probably 5 on that day. And even some of our smaller divisions will be finished on Saturday. And we'll take pictures on Saturday. You will have to come to Haynes Park if you're at another site, and finish to come get your medals and banners. Sunday, we'll start at 8 again. And usually we're done early afternoon, but it depends on the day before. Or, rain. Any questions? Trying to slow down, but I know it's a lot. Okay. Match format. Each time we put you all out there, you'll be giving 2 chords. We would ask you to put on a singles and a doubles, followed by a singles and a doubles. And we have these all spelled out in our rules and regs, but players are only playing in one singles match. Like, you can't double up. That same player can't play in 2 singles matches. And total games won determines the match winner. Your scoring is a short set to 6 with no ad and a 7-point tiebreaker. Win by 1. Okay. Determining winners, we have this spelled out too. Again, total games won, and then there's a tiebreak method. That's in our coach package and our regs and rules. So, but it's here if you want to check it out. Scorecards, please. So we ask you to be there 30 minutes early, 15 minutes before. We want your scorecard at least. And that should only be turned in if all your players are there, because that's when we know we can go ahead and be planning to put you out on court. Make sure we can read the names and verify that this is who it says it is. We want to pick the right players in the score in Tennis Link when we're inputting scores and all of that. So let's see. Round 1, I already said singles and a doubles, followed by singles and a doubles. Again, one player, the same one, cannot play in both singles, but you can have a player play in 2 doubles matches. Once you turn in that scorecard, don't leave. That site coordinator will be looking to put you on the court. And especially if we have rain, we're going to want to keep popping people on and off. We're going to have walkie-talkies. We're going to see if courts are open. We're going to put somebody else on. If, you are on like your last round, say you already finished your singles and doubles from the first, and you have finished the singles, and so you have one court open. If we're crunched on time, we may go ahead and send a team out there to begin. We try to do it with 2 courts, but if we're crunched for time, we'll go ahead and send you out there. So the site coordinator is going to check out your scorecard, verify everything, make sure they can read it. They will then call both of you coaches up and then put you on to court. You have 5 minutes warm up. Again, don't dilly-dally. Get to court, warm up, and get going. Time is precious in this type of situation. So, and if we do get weather, you're on the court, your kids are on the court, we want you to, we'll flip the card over. The site coordinator will write it, but both coaches need to come to the desk and report the score, who's serving, side, and all of that. So we want both coaches to agree on it then and there, so there's no issues when we go to put you back on the court. Questions? Okay, here's a sample of a scorecard. Yeah, it looks lovely, but no substitutions can be made except if somebody got sick out there, injury. So we kind of have it spelled out what kind of has to happen, and then if say somebody got hurt in the warm up, you can switch that person out. They do get a 5-minute warm up. So again, this is kind of a spell out of what to do after. Both of you, just like with the ring, you're going to come to the desk, verify the score, and you're going to sign the scorecard and put in a name. You're going to verify that the totals match up and circle your winners. Okay? And then site coordinator verifies all of that. There's a match ID, and that's when we'll go in and start inputting scores as soon as we can. So it's important to get this right. If by chance you have looked online and you see something not reflected correctly, you need to go back to that site desk if you are near there and let them know, or send an email to me and Carly and let us know so that we can update it, okay? Coaching during matches. So a lot of you have a co-coach, which is great, especially if you have multiple teams. Only one coach can coach during a match. And that one coach needs to have a vest on and a name tag. If something crazy happens and you have to run, you have to let us know, because our staff and our referees are looking for that one coach to talk with them if they need to. So if something needs to change, you need to tell us before the match, preferably, so that we can be looking and talking to the right people. But and all of the coaches must be Safe Place certified to even be out there. So yeah, we don't allow coaching on the court. You can do it on the fence. There's plenty of space. 90 seconds on the changeover, not like college every point or whatever, but just on the changeovers. Um, yeah, with the younger ones, I know we have some beginner divisions. We really want them to try to work out anything, but we really hope our coaches are talking well with each other. You guys set the tone, so if there's anything that comes up or maybe a player needs some help on the court, please at least acknowledge it with each other first for an okay type of thing. Let's see. We do parents. I know we want to help our kids out there, but parents are not to get involved, not to be talking to the players, spectators either. Only the coaches can talk to the players. Um, and need to be about 6 feet off the net, or the fence. So our staff and our referees will be checking that. We're just really wanting our players to learn that independence, but also just to make sure that everybody's mindful of each other. We're behaving, things aren't said, type of thing. So let's see. Coaching, you're talking, yeah. We want nice cheering, positive cheering, that kind of thing. We will have 10 and under beginner monitors. That's it only. We remember those 10 and under beginner coaches. I ask you to stay on this meeting for us to have a quick little chat. Again, these court monitors are out there just to help. We hope that most of our kids, or all of them, are already aware of where they need to stand, how to keep score, all that kind of stuff. But really, it's just to, I don't know, be a safety net if we need it. Let's see. And we'll go over all the protocols with the 10 and under beginner division only. I have more notes on our tournament referees, and we may just update this slide, but we have two. So we will have Tracy Brooks and Kristen Filio. They're both awesome. They worked this event last year. They work a ton of junior events. We know JTT is a little different, but we want to be serious in how our folks are to behave, how our coaches are handling their players. So really, our tournament referees will be walking around. They will be helping us, of course, with any rules, but they will help keep things on time, keep things moving, coaches off the court, parents off the fence, and just facilitating great sportsmanship. So they will be there. We will see them. And if, let's see, Tracy or Kristen, if you're on, you're welcome to say a couple of words. I know you're going to be listening, but I called you out. If you want to. There you are. Okay. You're muted. Hey, guys. Thank you for being on.
Kristen and I, like Joanna mentioned, we've worked with a lot of the same kids on the tournament side. So we're very familiar with a lot of these kids and with a lot of the coaches, but we're looking forward to it. We're not there to, what's my word? We're there to encourage fair play and that the kids have a good time and that the parent on the outside and not during the match. And that's, if you need us, just your kids can raise a racket, or if you see us, just call us over. We're happy to help. But we'll mainly be roving outside the fences and with as little time on court as possible. But if we're needed, we're there for you.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you, ladies. I will just say I want the coaches to call the referees if they need to. Yes, the players will tell you guys, but again, we want them to work it out on the court. Um, but it depends on what the situation is. So definitely call on Tracy and Kristen. Kristen will be at Wake Forest and Tracy will be at Haynes Park. But really, we just want everybody to have a good time, and sometimes these parameters for spectators, parents, just help with that. Let me go to the next slide. This is something we kind of talk about. Like, we do have a player and spectator conduct, and I'll show you that in a second. But these are a few reminders once you to read over as they come through to you and go over with your players and your families, all of this really. But just make sure that they're taking the appropriate time on changeovers, that they, are calling out the score so there's no discrepancies, just handling themselves well. Let's see. So I will let you read on that and go over. I know you all already talked to your players about all of this. So these two documents right here, this is something our junior pathway committee just updated. We have a zero tolerance policy on the tournament side, but we wanted to update what we already have as a player conduct and spectator conduct, for JTT in that non-ranked space. So that is this document that just got approved by North Carolina and Southern. I'm happy to have it for JTT states. We have several posters of this or banners that will be hanging. And I guess my main reminder on this is, again, like what you've been hearing, sportsmanship matters. We want to recognize those that are showing it. We hope all of them are. But same with our coaches. But here, if we have an instance where somebody is not under control, we all do have the right to ask them to leave, and we will. So just want to make sure you guys know that. If you have any parents, honestly, we are told sometimes that coaches or families may need help with certain family members. If that is the case, let us know. We can help. We don't want one to ruin it for everybody. Not saying that that's going to happen, but there are things that come up that you would be amazed, and maybe you're not amazed, so But we'll be putting this in your coach packet as well, just as something to have on hand. But you will see these sportsmanship matters banners everywhere at the tournament. So just help us out with that, with your kids, your families, and anyone else. Let's see. Go to the next. Rain, we do have indoor backup. We are working on additional indoor backup. So don't count us out yet. We already played one set to 6, so it's kind of hard to shorten that anymore. But, we expect to play, and we want you to expect to play. So we'll be sending an update out later, hopefully Wednesday, maybe Thursday. We're making a couple alternate schedules. We'll be working on that, but it depends on what for sure courts we have and where we have them. That means we've got to figure out how we're staffing that. Last year, we got Barber Park in Greensboro, on a whim, which helped us out tremendously. We sent players and teams and staff over there. But, it was about 30 minutes away, but we want to get your play in. So any questions on that? On the rain? Say your prayers, people. But yeah, we're looking forward to a great time. We hope you are. We do a lot of fun things. I feel like we love JTT for sure, but we just have a good time at this event, and we love team events as well. I think they're just a great way to connect with other players, other families, other, all the coaches. I think that's really it. Just again, we'll be checking the website, but we do have a couple of coach lists so that we've already gotten ready to email if we need to. If we need to reach out to just I keep picking on Bob right here, 10 beginner division, we can send a quick blast by email to the division if we need to. But again, you guys talk to each other, help each other out. Let us know what we can do to help you have a great experience. We'll be there.
Joanna,
Yes,
there's a few questions in the chat I just thought we should go over really quick. The first one was, where is the best place to set up the team tents?
Mm-hmm. So yeah, we are you at Haynes, Paige?
Courtney.
Courtney, I see you. Paige, shorts, shirts. So at Haynes, I mean, there is plenty of space everywhere. There's a track. You can set them up outside of that track. The hard courts, people set up all around there too. It's go and get your space. And yeah, we had people setting up early that Friday morning. But we have, honestly, there's a ton of space at Haynes and at Wake Forest. They'll tell you. Our site coordinators can show you when you get there. But there's some grassy space out there too. What are the other questions? Name on shirts. So
I answered that one.
Okay, thank you.
Yep.
Is there other ones on here?
Yeah. I was trying to find the last one that wasn't answered. Morgan, can we have in the same round 2 different people play singles and then both people play doubles together?
Yes.
Yes.
So, but each time for your doubles, Morgan, I can message you after. Campbell, good question. Do over. Rather not, but yeah, that's a good one. I don't know the official rules on that, Tracy or Kristen, but
official rule is that you don't play points over.
Yeah, so I mean, you are wanting the players to agree.
Right. In the end, if they don't agree, then the side where the ball finished the point, it's their call if it was out or in. If it's a double bounce, it's the player hitting the ball that says, no, I didn't take 2 times. But the rule is that it's not played over.
Well, Carrie, I see you have yes, she is. What does that mean?
For Courtney being at Haynes, yeah.
Okay, thank you. And then Haynes, can you message me? Yes, I will. Definitely do that. Anybody else? 4 teams in total. We're just doing a round robin, so the total games won at the end of that round robin will be the winner. So at the end of that last match is when you'll be totaling up. Bob, did you have a question?
No.
You're not allowed.
Hey, Joanna, it sounds like a couple of people have that question about their singles players playing doubles. I just wanted, maybe you can speak on that because I think your format was that a singles and doubles plays followed by another singles and doubles. So it could prove very difficult for those 2 singles to play together since they're playing at the same time as singles.
Yeah, and if that, we hope to not have that, which is why we want to do singles and a doubles followed by singles and a doubles, but sometimes we can't help that. But your singles players have to be different players. That's it. your doubles players can play another doubles.
It means we can play two singles first and then a double and a double. So it will change the order of play.
If you have to, do you, yeah, let's talk to our site coordinator. We want singles and a doubles, followed by singles and a doubles. You shouldn't have to be doubling up with 4-player minimum. Yeah, and there are, right, Camille, there's a process we have if you have to default to line where we would, if you only have 2 players, we would have you play 2 doubles. That way the other team is getting the most amount of players play time. But all of those types of things are in our rules and regs and in this slide. They should be. So let me see. But we can verify this with you guys at your site desk if you have any other questions on that. Anything else, everybody? Anybody? We'll send this out to you guys. Please share it with your family so they know where to go, what to do, talk with them through it, some of the rules. Okay, Amy, I'll write you or call you. Okay, seems like we have a bunch of those types of questions. So I will hit you up with an email with that laid out. But anybody else have anything? Maybe. The recording is going to be long. We do have the PowerPoint, but I'll work with you, Alex. Okay, Morgan. All right, everybody. I'm going to let you go. If you have questions, thank you, Andrea. Send them to myself and Carly. We'll help you out. Look forward to seeing you all.
Hey, Joanna, this is Amit. Sorry for being late in asking a question. A quick question.
You're fine.
All right. Now, I see that the coach's packet pickup is on Thursday evening or Friday morning. Is it
Yeah.
possible to have them available? Our match is in until like 3 o'clock or so. So is it
Okay.
possible to collect them by, let's say, 1 o'clock if
Sure.
we end up
Yeah,
being
yeah.
late?
If you don't mind, just send us an email so we can make a note and put that, like maybe for your case, what we would do is put that at the location of your first match, have your stuff there, or at our tournament desk. We'll just have to look at that and figure it out. Because again, if it rains, it may make it all this a little different, but we'll still keep packet pickup regardless Thursday evening and Friday morning, those 2 main times. But
Thanks.
okay, sounds good, everybody. Thank you for being on. It's going to be fun.
Thanks, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you, Ben.
Sure. Yes, 10 beginners, stay on. Thank you. I'm going to stop sharing for that. All right, now we're just having a quick meeting with our 10 beginner coaches. So I'm gonna, let's see, how many do we have on?
Sorry, I just have one question. Is the scoring going to be updated on the app or online?
So we don't use an app for this.
Okay, so y'all don't use Tennis Link. It will just be the website.
Well, we do use Tennis Link, yes. So what scoring do you mean? The 6?
I guess just where the rankings, if you will. Like, I guess at the end of Friday and then as it goes on Saturday, will it be a like a live update?
Yes,
Or
yes.
okay.
So we'll have that on our website, and you'll be able to just click it, and it would take you straight to Tennis Link, or you can go on your link. But it would have the standings as after the first day.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
You're welcome. Let's see. We got Bob, Elizabeth, Zach. Let's see who else is on here. Amon. I'm going to knock those of you off that aren't 10 beginners. Okay? Everybody? Cracking me up. Are all of you 10 beginner coaches? I don't see some of your names on here. So,
Yes, Joe.
Yes.
thank you, Sanjay. Jake is, Tim is, Elizabeth Brown, I'm not sure. Mike. All right, guys. So hopefully you saw an email that I sent the other day, and I heard from a couple of you. Our hope, we always get court monitors for 10 beginners, but we wondered, like you saw in the email I sent, about any of our coaches or parents that could take a match, just at least one match. Feel like you guys are the most qualified to monitor the matches. So, but in looking at the schedule, I know that's kind of tough. But I don't know if any of you had any questions on that, or had any names of parents or whatnot that were safe play that could help us. We do have there is a short parent volunteer course that they could take for safe play, if any of you had any strong parents that could do it. But any of you coaches, I know some of you are coaching multiple teams, but any of you willing to work a match, please let me know. I'm not going to put you on the spot right now, but we do have our little cheat sheets, as we always have. We're doing a training with volunteers Wednesday. So we'll be going over it with those folks that do agree to help. But you guys know, as the coaches, how important it is to have strong court monitors. So that's just where we were looking for any of your feedback or names or whatnot. So that was really all I wanted to on here for. I can't think of anything else. So anybody want to come off mute? Say anything? Yes, no, maybe so.
I'm willing to monitor a match if my team's not playing.
Yeah. Okay. Thanks, Camille.
I can help as well if my team's not playing.
Is that Jake?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you. So, yeah, go ahead, Camille.
I just had a question, about the training that they get. It says to correct an obvious mistake. Like, they won't correct if a kid misses calling a ball out, right? They're only going to correct if they call an in ball out.
Yeah.
Okay.
Pretty much. Yeah. Let me grab my little. I don't know where it is. I have papers everywhere, guys. But and if you guys want to be on the call, I'll be happy to invite you. But yeah, typically, I mean, our court monitor sheet isn't changed too much, but we were trying to make sure it's clear as possible for anybody doing it. But they'll correct bad calls, any call that's obviously wrong. So yeah, if it's called out and you see it clearly on the line or inside, then you can overrule. And then just, go over it with the players, like, hey guys, the line's good or whatever. If you aren't sure or think the call could be correct, then you let the player's call stand. So yeah, that is specifically addressed. If they play a ball that was clearly out, you don't do anything. Maybe one thing to do would be to talk to them after the game, and just say, hey guys, you played a really out ball or something. But we have what they do with a double bounce. The player calls his own shot out. So yeah, we have all of that spelled out, and you guys are the ones I send the specific emails to, so I'll send that to you as well. Is there anything that you've encountered that you definitely want us to make sure we cover in a type of situation with a player calling something, or I don't know if you've had anything happen local league wise that you want to make sure we address? So we don't want parents getting involved here for sure. We want the kids to learn. They go to you for sure. And then if you all feel you need help, that we'll ask the referee. We'll have a good site coordinator there. But just communicate with us on any of your needs, and we'll try to help you as much as we can. We want it to go as smooth as possible. That this division is one I feel like we can do better on every year. It's just the nature of the beast with tens. Yeah, true. Neutral monitor. Yeah. So, and two, in asking you guys, I mean, honestly, I felt like it was a no-brainer because you guys are coaches. You know what you're dealing with. So anyway, but I know it's a tough weekend. So if you have any questions or any thoughts pop up that you want us to address on our training, let us know. I can send you the link just in case you want to be on, because we'll be going over things. Thank you, Sanjay and Taylor. With our site coordinators as well as our volunteers on that call. So we will be in touch. But thank you all for staying on. Just really kind of wanted to get a feel for what y'all thought you could do or couldn't do, and any suggestions. So I will let y'all go now. Thank you so much for being on.
Thanks, Joanna.
Thank you, Camille.
Thank you, Joanna.
Thank you, guys.